Today I'm going to show you some foam rolling exercises that are great for those of you that are runners. What's going on, everybody? How you doing? It's Blake Bowman here with GuerrillaZen Fitness, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you a foam rolling routine that I put together specifically for those of you that are runners. To begin, whenever you're foam rolling anything, you should be targeting muscles that are overactive, short, and too strong. Foam rolling muscles that are already weak and long will actually contribute to them becoming even more weak and long because of the effect that foam rolling has on the muscular system as well as the nervous system. So in a nutshell, it's important that when you're foam rolling, you're doing it strategically and you're not just getting on the foam roller and just kind of rolling around on everything. That being said, I've made a foam rolling sequence, which I'll get into in a second behind me, that I specifically designed to address those overactive, overworked tissues in runners. Let's get started with it. Okay, so we're going to start on the ground, and the first muscle that we're going to release with the foam roller are the calves, right? These get abused all day when you're at work, and then you go out running, you abuse them some more. These tissues oftentimes are overworked, especially if you're somebody that wears high heels. And by the way, you shouldn't be doing that. But basically, put your leg down on the foam roller, okay? Stack your other leg on top of it, lift your body up, maintain good posture, and then roll back and forth on the calves, sort of twisting the leg as you do this. You want to spend about 1 minute on each calf. What I mean by twisting the leg is you want to turn it in, get some of these medial fibers, okay, towards the inside. You want to roll there. You want to roll with the foot pointing straight up, and you also want to turn the foot out to the side and roll the muscles on the lateral side, the outside of your calf too. The next area that we're going to get are the hamstrings, okay? I do want to make note though that a foam roller is actually not the best tool to use to get into the hamstrings. This is called a supernova. It's a hard ball with essentially the same diameter as an American softball. This would work better, as would an American softball, than a foam roller. However, this video is about foam rolling, so I'll show you with a foam roller. Just realize that this kind of a ball with the same diameter of a softball is actually better for releasing the hamstrings because it'll get into the tissues deeper than your foam roller will. But you basically would do the same thing with the ball. You'd put it on the ground, get your leg on top of it just like this, and then really dig into there, right? You want to add as much downward pressure as you can because the foam roller is not going to sink very deep into the hamstrings, which are thick muscles, right? So you can like put a weight on your leg when you're doing this, like a weight plate or a sandbag. I like to just like push down with my hand like this, but for this you would also want to do about 30 seconds to a minute per leg. The next thing we're going to roll is the Vastus Lateralis, which is a muscle right here, okay? And I want to make a quick note about the IT band before we roll it here, before we roll the Vastus Lateralis. So first of all, a lot of runners, you know, it's very common for them to suspect or hear this term thrown around that their IT band is tight. And it's important to know what the IT band is. The IT band is just a band of connective tissue on the side of your leg. It's not muscle, it's connective tissue. And it does not release very effectively by rolling it, right? Because it's not a muscle. So oftentimes when people roll their IT band, they're really hitting this muscle, the Vastus Lateralis, which can oftentimes be very tight, and they might be releasing that and not the IT band, but they might be falsely attributing the relief that they get to releasing their IT band, when in reality they might be releasing this muscle that's off to the side on your quad right here, the Vastus Lateralis. That's just something I wanted to say, but basically to release the Vastus Lateralis, it's right here on the side of your leg. It's very simple. Like foam rolling any muscle, you just put that muscle down. Okay, you don't want to be completely oriented towards the ground with your hips. You want to be off kind of like at 45 so you can get that, get the Vastus Lateralis, and then you're just going to roll up and down like this, all the way up from the hip down to just above the knee, a little off to the side. The last thing that we're going to hit really hard here are the TFLs. Okay, these are hip flexor muscles. They're right here in your sides of your hips. If you sit all day at work and then you think you could just go run from work without rolling these things out, you could really be asking for injury that way. These muscles tend to become very, very tight as a result of sitting. And basically, this is how you roll those out. It's pretty simple. Again, 45-degree angle with the body. Okay, you don't want to be pointing straight down with this. 45 degrees, and then you're just going to kind of search for that hunk of tissue that's right underneath your hip bone there, and you're going to kind of oscillate, roll around on it just like this. This stretch, as well as the last one, foam rolling technique rather, you want to do them both for about 30 seconds to a minute. Additionally, in this video, I didn't mention the plantar fascia, which is the fascia underneath your feet, because it's just not, it doesn't respond very good to a foam roller. Foam roller is too thick. However, if you're somebody that has tight feet or plantar fasciitis, then another thing you can do is put a golf ball or a lacrosse ball on the ground, take off your shoe, go barefoot, and put your foot on it, and then roll your foot back and forth on the ball. Let that ball dig in there and break up some of that tightness that you have in your arch. Now, these are exercises you can do before or after your run. It's really up to you. I really hope you enjoyed this video and you found it insightful. Now, if you're somebody that's looking to enhance your foam rolling effectiveness by more than double, then I have a little secret technique that I want to show you. To learn this technique, check out the first link that I've included in the description down below. What that will do when you click it is it'll take you to my website where I'll ask you to enter in your email. As soon as you do that, I'll send you straight over to the secret technique. If you're watching this on mobile or an iPad or any device, you can now click this button right over here. That'll take you to the same page. If you haven't yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, go ahead and do that over this way. And lastly, if you're trying to learn more about foam rolling, then check out some of the other videos that I've made. One of the best ones is going to be located over this way. Other than that, I'll see you next time.